So, Tov, everyone. Someone asked me to explain in simple terms how the Jewish calendar works, but I see that he's not in shul, but we'll do it anyway. Maybe he's on Zoom. This week's parsha, the Torah tells us, "Achodesh hazeh lachem, Rosh Chodeshim u'Chodshei Hashana." The Torah introduces us to the idea of the calendar and how it's to be kept. Now, there are a few issues. One issue is that the Torah shows Moshe the Levana, Kazera Eva Kadesh. So it's a lunar calendar, going according to the moon. Well, the lunar calendar is only 354 days. The solar calendar, which is the civil calendar that is used in the world, is 365 and a quarter days, almost a quarter. And therefore, there's a discrepancy of more than 11 days every year. So that would not bother us, except that the Torah ties the lunar calendar to the solar calendar, because it says, Hayom atem yotzim b'chodesh Aviv. Pesach has to fall b'chodesh Aviv, springtime. Well, if you let the 11 days accumulate, Pesach will fall in December. So we have to therefore adjust the lunar calendar so that it does not contradict the solar calendar in terms of when Pesach falls. So we do that at the time of the Beis HaMikdash. They were Machadish, the Chodesh, with witnesses who saw the sliver of the moon, etc. But beginning in the 4th century, when the Jewish population, the land of Israel, was severely diminished, there was no Beis HaMikdash, there was no Sanhedrin. So the Chazal gave us a mathematically based calendar, so that it didn't depend upon if you saw the moon, you didn't see the moon. The mathematics was the deciding thing. So in every 19 years, the sun and the moon move in a 19-year cycle. In other words, whatever it was 19 years ago today is what it will be 19 years from now as well. Now, over 19 years, if you have a problem of 11 days, you will be way off. So therefore, the rabbis instituted the idea of the leap year, as we have this year, an additional month, Adar Hasheni. And there are 7 leap years in every 19-year cycle, so that we make up 210 days. If you'll do the mathematics, it isn't exact yet. The lunar year, the lunar month, is 29 and a half days. So 1 month is 29, 1 month is 30. However, there are swing months that sometimes are 29 and sometimes are 30 as we need it in order to balance the calendar. So that's Cheshvan and Kislev. Can be either 29 or 30 days. And that was the basis for the reconciliation of the calendar. And it remains so until today. And we'll go into the concept of the molad. When the new moon is born, there is a true molad, and there's the molad that we use. But that's been accepted. So from, let's say, the year 310, 320, until the year 860, there were no problems. Everybody knew when everything occurred. However, in the middle of the 9th century, a great machlokas arose, inspired by Rabbi Yerushalayim ben Meir, who claimed that the calendar was off by a day. And he had his own calculations, and he issued a broadside letter when to observe. So it makes a difference. Pesach. What day is Pesach? The Chometz. All of the other Yom Tovim, the whole thing. And this machlokas raged for 7 years. And he was a big Talmud Chacham. And he had his followers. But he was opposed by Rabbeinu Sadia Gaon, who was the Gaon in Bavel. And part of the machlokas was whether Yerushalayim is superior to Bavel or whether Bavel has the right to go against Yerushalayim. There are many factors in the machlokas. And Rabbeinu Sadia really took it on. And he was a very formidable adversary. And he prevailed. So that Ben Meir's calendar was withdrawn from circulation. And from that time onwards, so we're talking over 1,000 years, 1,200 years, there has been no dispute as to how to calculate the Jewish calendar and the days that are involved, and how to reconcile the lunar calendar to the solar calendar. So all of this is, there are other cultures in the world and religions that have a lunar calendar. The Muslims, for instance, follow a lunar calendar. In India, they follow a lunar calendar. So it goes around the whole year. The days, so Ramadan, for instance, it can fall in any season of the year, and it does, because there's no method of reconciliation. However, because of the posuk that we have, Ayom atem yotzim b'chodesh Aviv, you have to have Pesach in the springtime, so we're forced to have a reconciliation. We're forced to somehow make them work in concert. So that's the general structure, that we do so with leap years, we do so with leap months, and that basically we are able to reconcile it so that all of the psukim are fulfilled, and the mitzvah Chodesh Hazeh Lachem is valid throughout all of the generations. As Israel, אפילו חרצים ולהם תורות מצוות שנאמר